Welcome back to the channel, guys. A couple of weeks ago you saw us out in Mippin, and this is when I saw the main man, Sunny Tanner, in the house. I also saw one of my really good friends, Neil Patel, who's actually Mr. Max Properties. We're at one of his sites right now. He's currently converting this in commercials at the bottom and flats at the top, providing more housing for the community. And I really wanted to give you guys a treat and show you what this is all about. So follow us. So I know it looks like a building site. Yes, we are in a building site right now, but believe it or not, this used to be a shop, and it was one of the shops that Neil actually grew up in. Today, what are we going to be doing here, Sonny?
So we've got ground floor commercial unit here, which contains 3 offices, 3 different size units, which we will be bringing to 3 very reputable businesses in the area.
What sort of companies would rent round here, do you know?
I think this area is very, very popular, so it's safe to say that the inquiries have been coming in thick and fast. With regards to which type of businesses, I think as opposed to having one big, large commercial unit, which may not appeal to everybody, I think 3 medium-sized units will be fairly popular in this area.
Amazing. So follow us straight through, and we've got a little surprise for you at the back. So here is going to be another commercial unit.
Yeah, so we've got the first office at the front, which is Office A. This will become Office B, which will be bigger than the one at the front. And then the last one is an independent new build, which is situated at the back of the property.
And so is the entrance of that one still going to be through the front or through the back?
So essentially we'll have a corridor that comes down here, which will service these 2 offices here. There'll also be the corridor will lead out to the courtyard, and then that will provide access to the office at the back. Coupled with that, we do have a service road at the back, which allows vehicular access down the back, and then also pedestrian access as well.
Amazing. Can we have a look? So here's the surprise, guys. We've got another office right at the back, and you're probably thinking, how do you get this in a garden? Well, there's a service road going through here, so there's a different entrance, but follow us. Yeah, you've got a big, sizable unit here. What would this be ideal for, Sonny?
Well, just to give you an example, so Neil also owns the property a few doors down. He'd previously done similar development. He'd also created an office like this. I think that there is a barista operator, supplier, that occupies the office next door, so that's where they do all of their admin, their sales, etc. Not necessarily doing anything with coffee as such, but they use that as a hub to operate their business. I think this is also well suited to someone of a similar vendor, where they just come in and some sort of an artisan small business that doesn't have huge requirements. We have to be mindful that a lot of retail premises nowadays attracts business rates. Something like this, somebody who wants to keep their overheads low, this is ideal for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there a certain square meterage you keep it under that you avoid, like any business rates or things of that nature?
There is, and also having high street presence, that attracts business rates. The size of this unit, I mean, to be honest with you, it's only 37 square meter. So you'll be below the threshold, and you can limit your overheads.
Amazing. Like that. Ready for your toilet?
Ready for the toilet. We've got ducts there as well, which is for water, electric, and also gas. We've also got provisions in here for broadband and telecoms as well.
Sonny, we always talk about, you know, the investors, the landlords. We think a builder comes in, bangs a hammer and goes straight out. What sort of challenges do you have when you're on a building site, working for a landlord, adhering to building control, building regulations? Things change, partitions change, customers' requirements change. How do you overcome all these barriers and forward think?
I think there's so many barriers when you look at building as a whole. For example, I'll give you a couple of examples. So the original building here, it required a lot of underpinning around the existing walls. We didn't know about that. Now, obviously, as a contractor, when you come into these projects, you can't account for what you can't see. So you dig the ground up and then you find out, well, actually, there's no footing here, there's no foundation here. Then discussion that's to come around potential underpinning works that we had to do here. Also with SGN, with UK Power Network, Networks and Thames Water, even Openreach, they come with their own, set of requirements of where they want ducts, where the services are. They start looking at stuff like trees out the front of this site. We've got a tree, so they refused to give us access. So they said, dig a trench in this location. Again, that becomes a variation to what you've priced at.
Yeah.
So therefore, you have to account, and you have to be fairly flexible when you're a contractor.
And what do like a landlord or the house owner need to bear in mind with working with builders? Because sometimes we can think that, this the guy who's taking most of my money out right now, and he wants to charge me for every little last thing. What is the opposite side, and what makes a good relationship? Because I see you and Neil have a really good relationship where you're sitting down, have a cup of coffee and you're speaking very amicably, and sometimes some people don't have that relationship. They think they've got to be a little bit hard and strict with their builders because they think they're going to get charged more or something.
Of course, that's a very common scenario. What I would see, mine and Neil's friendship goes back a number of years, so there's a trust element there. I think transparency is key, and I will always say, and I'll say to even your guys, don't pick the cheapest quote that you get. The cheapest is not often the best. Go with a reputable contractor, someone who's earned their stripes, have got a good P&L account, balance sheet, insurances, etc. The cheapest man in the room is not always the best man in the room. We, or myself personally, whether it's on Neil's projects or other clients, we don't start going and hitting clients with every single variation. A lot of people will go in with the cheapest quote and then they'll say, right, this is extra, that's extra, we've not accounted for this, that, the other. You have to have a little bit of resilience about you. Yes, nothing is going to go according to plan, but you've got to pick what's actually variation, what's actually a chargeable extra.
Yeah, love that. Thanks for your time.